Resting in the assumption that you are the only thinker in your reality and that you're the only one in charge of what's going to come next, it's the best thing to do. Because when you rest in the assumption that you're the only thinker, well, first of all, you won't get thoughts like, what if this doesn't work? Because all the thoughts that tell you that it won't work, that they don't love you, that you won't get the job, is basically thoughts coming telling you that someone else has the power to decide in your reality, that you're not the only thinker and that someone else has the power to do it. So, setting the solid foundation of you being the only thinker is practically the only thing you have to do in order to manifest everything that you ever wanted. Because when you realize and accept the fact that people in your reality are not the writers of the script, they don't get to write any fucking script. You're the only one writing a script, and other peoples are just actors in your reality, that you're not even going to, it won't even make sense for you to entertain thoughts such as, this doesn't work, this is never gonna work, but they said this, but they said that, because it wouldn't matter. You would know that what they would say didn't matter because you created it, therefore you can uncreate it. Easy as that. Not overthinking, not asking yourself, why did I do that? Choose in the now moment. So resting in the assumption, in the truth that you are the only thinker, will not only take care of the negative thoughts, aka negative, because they are not practically negative, they are just thoughts. You interpret them as negative because they tell you a story that you won't get what you want. So those thoughts simply tell you that other people have the power to write my own script and make it different so that I won't get what I want. So until you understand that other people in your reality don't have the power to do that, they don't have the free will. And I'm not only talking about the people in your reality, I'm talking about situations, I'm talking about the 3D, I'm talking about the whole manifested world. Not even your thoughts have the free will to do anything. So until you understand that nothing and no one writes the script but you, and when I say you, I say the conscious you, the conscious decision of making things different or seeing things or deciding different for yourself, until you accept that fact, well, nothing is going to change. You're still going to be willy-nilly thinking that other people decide for you and therefore you're not going to get what you want. So by resting in the assumption that I'm the only thinker, well, if you take it like that, well, manifestation isn't actually logical. It's very logical. Now, I'm not saying that the results are going to be logic, because you can manifest out of thin air something that could be impossible in your human mind, but it's logical through the mechanisms that it works. So if you're the only thinker, would thoughts like, I won't get what I want, be valid anymore? No, of course they're not, because they would be linked to the idea that other people have the power to manifest in your reality, which is false. Because if you're the only thinker, that means other people don't have the brains to do so. They don't have the capacity to come up with ideas that would influence your outcome. So basically, it's just this. You're the only thinker, and that's that. You won't get anxiety, you won't get doubts anymore, because if you're the only thinker, then who the fuck is going to be in charge of your reality? You. Therefore, it's going to go exactly how you plan. It's going to go exactly how you want it, because you're the only thinker. You're the only one in charge. You're the only one with the capacity to decide an outcome. Therefore, there are no outside forces to contradict your assumption or to contradict your decision. You understand? So many of you have been fighting the false illusion that some person out there or someone else could get their script and could influence your own script when they actually cannot. So you're fighting your own illusion, you're fighting your own shadows on the wall, and you think that it's their fault or that they're in charge of what they said, of what they thought, when actually they never had the capacity to think in the first place. You were putting thoughts in their mind, either from general assumptions or either because creation is just finished, Like, you're gonna get reflections like that. It doesn't mean that, you know what, this is it, I'm not going to get my outcome. So when you get a reflection, a bullshit reflection in your reality, well, if you have set the solid foundation of you being God, first of all, you're not going to take it personal anymore, because it doesn't influence your outcome. You know that, hey, it just is. I don't even have to bother myself with it. I don't have to care. I'll just decide different, and that's that. So the easiest path is rest in the assumption. No, embrace yourself with the assumption, which is the truth, that you are the only thinker in your reality. Everyone else around you, your situations, your 3D, everything else that you manifested can only play the role in a script you wrote. So it's your script. Your specific person cannot write the script. Your boss cannot write the script. Money in itself cannot write the script. And to be honest, many of you, how do I manifest money? Well, if anything, money would be the only thing that logically, even in your human mind, you know money is an object and they don't have free will. So what's the problem with that? What's the struggle with in manifesting money? They're just a fucking object. They don't have free will to think, you know what, I'm money, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I resist. I don't want to do that. I contradict the master. I'm not going to go there. So do accept the fact that you're the only thinker. The sooner the better. You are the only thinker anyways, so the sooner you're going to accept it, the sooner you're going to get results, the good results that you want. You're not going to do it to get results, because if you do it in order to get results, then guess what? You will lose the results. So do it because it's who you are. Like, would you rather prefer being this helpless human being trying to manifest, believing that it forces someone else to do something, or it forces the 3D, or that life is miserable? Or would you rather spend your time accepting the fact that I'm the only thinker, I'm in charge? I like the scenario best, okay? I like the scenario better because it is what it is. You already are the only thinker. Whether you accept it or not, you are. So when you're done bullshitting yourself, and when you're done struggling and bullshitting yourself, then maybe when you're gonna basically be tired of your own shit, maybe then you're gonna accept the fact that you're the only thinker and you did it for yourself. But for the things not to get there and for you not to suffer, why don't you accept it right now? Okay? Because you are. Other people don't have free will, which means they don't have the freedom, the power of the capacity to come up with ideas and write you the script, or write their own script. You write the script for them. You write the script for everything. For you, for them, for everyone. Okay? That's it. Bye-bye.